Buthidong, Mongdaw, and Rathadong are Mr. President, members of the court, it is an honor to appear before you again and to represent the Gambia in this significant case. This case is about Myanmar's acts of genocide against the Rohingya group. As I will explain, there can be no doubt that the Rohingya are a protected group within the meaning of Article 2 of the Genocide Convention. Myanmar's refusal to recognize them as such, or to even use the term Rohingya, is entirely without effect or relevance. I begin my presentation by providing an overview of the relevant geography, demography, and history of northern Rakhine State, the area where the Rohingya have mostly lived, or at least where they lived before Myanmar's genocidal clearance operations. I will then address the evidence that establishes the Rohingya to be an ethnical, religious, and/or racial group within the meaning of the Genocide Convention. On the screen is figure 1.1 from the Gambia's memorial. This is a map showing the location of Rakhine State outlined in red. This is the westernmost state of Myanmar with a coastline that runs along the Bay of Bengal. Zooming in, you can see more clearly that Sittwe, the capital of Rakhine State, is depicted on the map with a small circled black dot. Most of the acts of genocide during the so-called clearance operations that we focus on in this case occurred in the 3 townships northwest of Sittwe. Those townships, Buthidong, Mongdaw, and Rathadong, are depicted in figure 1.2 from the memorial, which you can see on your screens. Townships are an administrative unit of local governance in Myanmar. They are made up of towns and villages. The villages are grouped into village tracts. Numerous specific villages where clearance operations occurred are also depicted on this map. These townships are predominantly rural agrarian communities with populations spread out among hundreds of villages across these lands. The houses are mostly made of bamboo, with roofs made of palm leaves. There are no major urban population centers in this part of northern Rakhine State. The manner in which the Rohingya population was situated geographically in small villages rather than large urban centers is a key factor for the court's understanding of that part of the Rohingya group targeted by Myanmar's genocidal clearance operations. The total population of Rakhine State, as estimated by Myanmar's 2014 census, is 3.19 million. This includes people from many different ethnic groups, including Rakhine, Rohingya, Mro, Kaman, Dainet, Chin, and others. Around 1.1 million people out of that figure were, quote, unenumerated. This is because Myanmar reneged on its explicit commitment to allow the Rohingya to self-identify as such in that census. Those wishing to self-identify as Rohingya were not allowed to formally participate, but the 3.19 million figure includes that estimated unenumerated population. The population of Rohingya in all of Rakhine State, including in the state capital Sittwe, was estimated to be around 1.1 to 1.4 million pre-clearance operations. The largest Rohingya population centers were in the principal towns in Mongdaw, Buthidong, and Rathadong townships. But in many of the villages, the populations were around a few hundred people. Over 700,000 Rohingya fled the clearance operations in 2017, and took refuge in Bangladesh. In terms of the Rohingya